Welcome to the POLICAR and slotted video for today. Today I'm going to talk to you about the POLICAR Monoposto, now in its second release with several interesting and important changes. New colors, first, quickly: blue, orange, metallic green, and also red and white, and you have seen these before. But there's also yellow, and we will look at the yellow one as a sample. POLICAR sleeve, we open the box, have front and rear wing here. Remember, the front wing can be attached with a provided clip or with a CN12 magnet for a more realistic effect. And then let's take this off the base and remove the chassis from the body and look at what we have improved for this car. There's several improvements. In fact, the most important is the front axle. The front axle has been, positioning has been redesigned to solve an issue with the model whose wheels were not properly touching the road, the track, the racing track. So we have redesigned the bottom wishbone and the axle guide through the chassis so that the front wheel can now stay lower and sit nicely on the track. Further change on the part that makes the top wishbone: these two little plastic tabs, two per side, 1, 2, 3, 4. These have been designed with the cable routing in mind, so that the cable can be easily routed underneath the body of the car, like this. This is very nice, much better than having the cables routed outside the model. And it's easy to position the cable with these two holders. More changes for the digital. In this case, we're looking at the digital to the chassis for the digital chip. I have SP43 here. This chip is for slotted cars equipped with these two connectors. And the Formula One now, the Monoposto now comes with these two connectors. And you may notice, and you may know if you know the chip, that there is this special connector for scale-electric cars. So you plug the scale-electric plug into this connector if you want to run this chip, which is for Carrera Digital 132, with a scale-electric, with a traditional scale-electric lid. We put it, of course, there is no such lid in this car, but the chip is the same. You put it here, as we have redesigned the bottom hole here for the chip, and also opened up, carved the chassis a little bit in this area to give it more depth for this component. We've also added the retainer here for the slotted oxygen hole sensor. So this will be rather easy to turn into a digital chipped car for all the systems, either slotted oxygen, Carrera Digital, or Hornby SSD. You see, I have put this chip in place, and I may now connect it to the car's cable. To tell you the truth, because of the limited space in this car, it is not so easy now to close the car with all these wires in place. It is indeed possible. I've tried it, it is possible, but it's definitely not easy. So you may have to spend some time in order to find the proper position for the cables. Now, if a further change, if we look at the cockpit, here is this area of the cockpit and this area behind the shoulders of the driver. Well, this cutout here is exactly because of this chip. This connector here would interfere with the driver's cockpit otherwise, and so we have cut this out here to fit right under the driver so that there is no interference. The rear end cutout instead is for a completely different thing. Let's look at it. I take the analog chassis. This chassis has been improved in several areas as well. There's the cable holders here, equivalent to those that we have seen on the digital chassis. Same work has been done on the front end, but there are also two little struts here that are used to give much more strength to the front end of this model. Of course, you can still use the bottom, let's say, splitter if you want to have it very realistic appearance. But a big change that you will notice is that if you compare the motor mount with the rest of the chassis, now this hole is much bigger. I wonder why? You may wonder why as well. Well, this is because, and this is an important announcement that we make now, we are developing a motor mount specific for the slotted flat 6 motor that will enable these cars to be raised with every flat 6 motor. To do so, we had to make it larger. Here it is. We had to make the hole larger. Here is the prototype. It will still take some time, a few months, before this is released to the public, but we've run several tests. The car runs very well, very fast. It also has space for a magnet. If you add a magnet here, you reach really, let's say, ridiculous speed. And so this will be a very important development for our Monoposto. So we have reached the end of this video. I hope you like what I've shown you about the Monoposto from POLICAR, coming next in about 1 month and a half. It's Friday. Have a great Sunday, have a great weekend, and thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe so that we can reach 1,000 subscribers. We are about 300 short, after which we can go live. Thank you again, and goodbye.